Surgical reconstruction of a child's head or face requires building trust with parents.
You have to be able to trust them, and they have to, you lay your kid over into their arms and you expect your child back.
Over 10 years, Dr. Jason Miller performed hundreds of delicate plastic surgeries on kids at Children's Hospital.
My resignation was I was sad about that. I didn't want to resign, but I felt like it was something that I had to do.
By whom?
By the administration.
In this letter sent to Children's Hospital Board of Directors and obtained by 6 News, the Nebraska Medical Association outlines areas of concern about summary suspensions, terminations, and resignations of longtime outstanding physician colleagues. A letter 6 on your side showed parents of children who had craniofacial surgeries at Children's Hospital.
Complete shock. My boys, the surgeons, are no longer there. What is going on? We need answers.
If they are putting their patients' care and health and well-being first and foremost, that doesn't speak to me in this letter at all.
The Medical Association letter states, "We are saddened to hear of children being transferred to outside institutions for additional care because of complications and inadequate specialist physician coverage at Children's Hospital."
We had expressed some concerns about some patient care issues that had happened in the hospital.
Dr. Miller tells parents of his patients he'll continue to care for their children, just not at Children's Hospital.
It's kind of disheartening. Children's Hospital is letting go some of the best surgeons.
Mike McKnight, 6 News. After 10 years, Dr. Jason Miller quit practicing at Children's Hospital, but he alleges not by choice.
We had expressed some concerns about some patient care issues that had happened in the hospital, and that I feel resulted in our suspension, unfortunately.
Miller and pediatric neurosurgeon Mark Puccioni have filed suit against Children's and its CEO, Dr. Richard Azikakan. Tom White represents the two doctors.
They reported a really horrific death, unnecessary death of a child, and they retaliated against him.
The state can't comment, but 6 News has a letter from Health and Human Services that confirms a complaint about a children's surgeon is being investigated. That's the same surgeon still practicing at Children's, whose procedures the two doctors who filed suit say they complained about to the administration at the hospital.
Well, it got in the way of Children's plan because they wanted that doctor.
The mother of 2 children who had sensitive head surgeries at Children's is worried by the lawsuit.
This actually tells me that there is something more going on within Children's that needs to get settled and it needs to get figured out. And I don't want to be in an environment that might be a hazard to my child's care.
Parents like her say they had good experiences at Children's in the past, but want to know more about why surgeons they grew to trust are no longer there. Mike McKnight, 6 News.
We begin tonight with concerns from an Ohio mother about Omaha doctors sounding alarms about another surgeon.
She tells her story to our Brian Mastery, hoping more hospitals put systems in place to prevent what happened to her son.
The sweet, loving, fun kid that we knew, he's not there anymore.
Jacob Cotter just turned 22. But when he was 11, his doctor in Cincinnati, Dr. Atik Durrani, told his family he needed spinal surgery. Jacob now needs a morphine pump 24/7 to control pain.
He stays at home every day, all day.
He'll never drive since his spine is fused from the neck down. His mom says the surgery turned out to be unnecessary. Last month, a jury ordered Cincinnati Children's Hospital to pay $2 million for the injuries.
I had a right to know. Other patients had a right to know that this man had resigned and was still operating.
Jacob's mom in Ohio is talking to 6 News via Skype because of the Omaha connection. One of Dr. Durrani's bosses at Cincinnati Children's was Dr. Rich Aziz Khan, the current president of Omaha Children's Hospital. Last week, she saw our story of 2 Omaha surgeons filing a lawsuit against Dr. Aziz Khan, alleging they were the subjects of retaliation after recently questioning the competency of another surgeon.
And you think that your doctors that have resigned are taking a stand and finally saying no more. I wish the doctors here in Ohio had done the same. And when you have multiple doctors speaking out about a single doctor, there's certainly something wrong. And we owe it to our children to do better.
Omaha Children's Hospital officials say the claims will be proven to be without merit and stand by its president. This mother says she's heard it before.
When do we decide that our children are worth more than money?
And late this afternoon, a spokeswoman with Omaha Children's told me that they do not comment on litigation, nor do they comment on litigation related to other institutions. As it stands, there are more than 500 cases in Ohio related to Dr. Durrani. He wasn't at that trial in Ohio last month. Federal investigators say that he has fled to Pakistan, where he has performed even more surgeries. Reporting live with photographer M.H. Danker, Brian Mastery, 6 News.
New at 10, Omaha Children's Hospital and Medical Center revealing the results of a recent surprise inspection by the state. 6 News' Brian Mastery explains what it means.
This is a letter shared with us. It says that from December 27th to January 3rd, the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services made a surprise visit to Omaha Children's to investigate allegations that had been made. In the complaint, that the hospital failed to ensure medical staff provided quality medical care, and that the hospital failed to take appropriate action when a physician broke the rules. Bottom line, the state says that none of those allegations were substantiated. The state interviewed the CEO and the board president after examining a number of documents, looking to see if a doctor's competence and judgment are part of the review process. And then when there is a problem, Nebraska officials determined appropriate action is taken. The day when the state wrapped up its visit at Children's, January 3rd, is when 6 News first revealed concerns from 2 Omaha surgeons, alleging they were the subjects of retaliation from Children's and its CEO after questioning the competency of another surgeon after an infant died on his operating table. Also today, Children's Hospital revealed it's bringing in an outside company to independently review patient safety. I'm Brian Mastery reporting 6 News.
6 News contacted the lawyers who filed the Omaha complaint. They tell us another question to be answered: why are so many medical professionals leaving Children's? Children's says it's committed to openness so it can most effectively serve patients. The full report and Children's statement are on WOWT.com.
New tonight, a week after Children's Hospital announces a surprise visit from state investigators found no issues with how it operates and polices itself. Local families are pointing to a lawsuit 700 miles from here that they believe could indicate otherwise.
Brian Mastery joins us live to break down the developments to a continuing story 6 News first broke in December.
Sharon and Lauren, Children's Hospital and Medical Center has been in the news the last few months for all the wrong reasons. Last June, Children's fired its pharmacy director for embezzling more than $4 million. We only heard about it in November when the Attorney General went after her pharmacy license. And then last month, 2 doctors sued Children's CEO, claiming that they were the subjects of retaliation after questioning the competency of another surgeon. Last month, Jacob Cotter finally had his day in court, 11 years later. A jury ordered Cincinnati Children's Hospital to pay $2 million for injuries from what his mom described as an unnecessary surgery.
I had a right to know. Other patients had a right to know that this man had resigned and was still operating.
The surgeon was Dr. Atiq Durrani. He has since fled the United States for Pakistan. 6 News obtained part of the jury's explanation why it ruled in Jacob Cotter's favor. They wrote, Dr. Aziz Khan, you may know that name, he's currently the CEO of Omaha Children's, but was head of surgery in Cincinnati at this time. Dr. Aziz Khan, a member of the Medical Executive Committee, was knowledgeable of Dr. Durrani's pattern of behavior. Through a doctor's letter to Dr. Aziz Khan on July 2008, noting concerns regarding aggressive indications for surgery raised by several members of the surgical community. The jurors then signed the statement. Dr. Aziz Khan moved from Cincinnati to take over Omaha Children's in 2015. Last month, 10 surgeons resigned and 2 filed a lawsuit against the CEO, claiming they were the victims of retaliation by the administration after questioning the competence of another surgeon, one who was hired from Cincinnati. After hearing of the Ohio verdict, Omaha pediatric plastic surgeon Dr. Jason Miller tells 6 News, I hope the board of directors will recognize there are some very serious issues they need to address. The children of our community deserve that. Omaha Children's doesn't comment on litigation, and the board of directors has said it stands by its CEO.
Now, while the lawsuit will take a while to work its way through the courts, Sharon and Lauren, we have an update to the embezzlement case against the former pharmacy director, Lisa Kapniowski. While the feds continue to look into the charges, she has settled the case with the state health department. She has agreed that the allegations she embezzled $4.4 million by creating and billing a make-believe drug are true. And for that, she will lose her pharmacy license for a minimum of 2 years. Reporting live with photographer Nick Bohan, Brian Mastry, 6 News.